What is up, guys, and welcome to the 1 year birthday of Pyramid Food Reviews. 1 whole year of Pyramid Food Reviews. Isn't that crazy? Roll the intro. That's right, guys. This is an official YouTube channel, and it's officially been 1 year since I've started making YouTube videos, which is very cool, very fun. Since it is a 1 year anniversary, I have a very special video planned. I currently have some wings in the oven, which should be finishing up very soon here. And we're going to do a kind of like an Ask Me Anything, kind of like a question and answer, a Q&A, an AMA. And I'm going to answer some questions that I got from you guys and some friends online on my social media accounts. And it's going to be a good time. By the way, I did mention the wings are in the oven, and that's because it's another spicy video today where I'm eating some hot wings. So let's see how this goes. I will have a glass of milk on standby as well as a glass of water on standby. If it gets too bad, maybe I'll even have a sweet treat to cool down the spice. And I'm guessing some of you guys probably want to know how I made these wings, so here is VoiceOver Thurn to guide you through that. Take them away, VoiceOver Thurn. Thank you for the warm welcome. I bought 1.5 pounds of split wings from my local grocery store. Our first step was patting the meat dry to ensure we get as good a crust as we can get. This is a time-consuming process, but super important. I technically am not patting the meat, but rather wrapping and applying pressure with a paper towel. I'm sure the method doesn't matter as long as they are dry in the end. These wings were placed into a bowl, and it was time to add our breading mix. I used a tablespoon of baking powder to ensure crispness, and went with a teaspoon of salt, roughly 2/3 of a teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of paprika, cayenne pepper powder, garlic powder, and onion powder. Time to toss the wings with the mix and hope for an equal spreading amongst the skin. I wonder what I was listening to here. I took a quick look to ensure that the breading was even and if anything more should be added. I'm no expert, but they looked great to me. Time to preheat the oven. I set the oven to a temperature of 425 degrees Fahrenheit. I line a baking sheet with some tin foil that was annoyingly shorter than I would have liked, and then put a cooking rack over top of that. Time to get those wings on the baking sheet. I made sure to keep at least a little space between them and not bunch them all together awkwardly. Here's the first look at them before cooking. They are all skin side up to get an ideal crispiness. A lot of the seasoning stuck more to the meat rather than the skin, but that's fine. Once the oven was preheated, I put them in for 25 minutes. And once that time was up, I took them out and they already smelled and looked incredible. But they are not done yet. We need to flip them all now and cook them for even longer. I know, my mouth is salivating too. Once all wings were flipped, I put them in for 22 minutes, once again, to ensure they get even more crispy. And now, our first look at the fully cooked wings. But don't get too excited yet. Let them rest for 5 minutes. Then sauce and toss them in your preferred sauce, or I guess in my case, a different sauce for each wing. Here's a quick look at all the different sauces I used. I tried organizing them from most sweet to most hot, but having never tried some of these options, I had no idea which would be the spiciest. Let's go find out how they all tasted. Alright, we're back, and we have our wings. If I did this right, it should be like least spicy to most spicy, which this one I'm scared for. I did want to try one regular without sauce just to see how I did. The seasoning is insane. This is I did really good with this batter. I almost wish that I fried these, as they would have been so good. Oh my gosh. Meat turned out a little bit more dry than I would have liked, but it's really hard to get that juicy meat when you're baking them to get them as crispy and good as can be. I'm very happy with how these turned out. I give myself about a 7.5 to a 7 3/4 out of 10. These are the best wings I've made, but then again, I've only made wings twice, this being the second time. First round, sweet barbecue. I'm not too worried for it. It's gonna be sweet. Very tasty. As I said, I knew it would be really sweet, that wing, and it was. I really like that barbecue flavor, and I think that if anyone is looking for a new barbecue sauce to get into, that is the one to get into. It's got that nice layer of sweet. You still get the smokiness of the barbecue. That sauce itself is probably an 8.5 out of 10, especially being compared amongst other barbecue sauces. I'm not the biggest fan of barbecue sauce. The only time I like it really is when it's coating my wings. Let's get into our first question. It is from a friend on Snapchat, and it is, will you ever eat a pyramid? You can see it right up there. Have I ever ate a pyramid? No. Will I ever eat a pyramid? Maybe. When will I eat a pyramid? I feel like there's gotta be a way for me to make a pancake that's shaped like my pyramid logo and like get some burn marks in there so it has the like zoop, 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 zoop. If we're talking about an actual pyramid, then there's no chance. That's just, I'm like 1/100th the size of it. Let's get into our Thai sweet chili sauce. Here's a look at it. I'm also really excited for this one because this is also still very sweet. Oh my God. Eating wings one-handed is really tough. The ever so slightest amount of heat due to the chili flavoring, but overall, such a nice, sweet wing. It's like if Buffalo Wild Wings made Asian zing without the zing, in my opinion. It's what it's reminding me of. 8.5. Ooh, yeah. 8.5 out of 10, for sure. No. It's gotta be at least a 9 out of 10. And the wings still tasting wonderful, by the way. Next question comes from a friend on Instagram, and they ask, what is my favorite thing that I've tried? I imagine they are talking about my food review channel, in which my favorite thing I've tried for my food reviews. That's a tough one. I think that I'd have to go with the mini Crunchwrap sliders from Taco Bell. They were so good. I love the queso. I gotta think on what I gave my highest score to, and it's probably the Angel Reese burger from McDonald's, which was really good, but it lost its like eccentricity after the first time eating it. Upon the second time and the third time, I was just like, I'm just gonna go get a double cheeseburger again instead. I would have to go with the mini quesadilla sliders, and there's a link to that video up here or something, because those were really good, and I literally have been thinking about them nonstop, and I would love if Taco Bell brought them back. Up next, we have the green hot sauce from Hot Ones, which I don't think this was meant to be a chicken wing hot sauce. Upon smelling it, I realized it smelled much more like a salsa than anything. So this might not be good at all with the chicken wing. It's surprisingly not that bad. I like that a lot. It definitely had more of a kick to it than the last two, but it had that sweet touch still. It reminds me of any Verde hot sauce you might get. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit of a kick. My tongue's definitely feeling it. My nose is starting to run a little bit too. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, definitely a little bit of a kick to that one. I'm gonna take a quick drink of water to cleanse my palate.
Very interesting.
Definitely don't think that that was a chicken wing hot sauce, but it still tasted pretty good on the chicken wing. I'm quite shocked by that. But that could be something I put in fajitas or tacos from now on. That would actually be really good in a Chipotle chicken burrito bowl, maybe. Probably a 7 3/4 out of 10 on that sauce. My next question comes from the same person, and that question is, what's your favorite thing you've put in your mouth? Plead the fifth? Just kidding. I don't know, my girlfriend's lips. Hi, this is editing third. I mean that in the appropriate way, not the inappropriate way. Get your heads out of the gutter. Just thought I should come in and preface that. They're really nice. I guess I haven't like put her lips in my mouth, but they're really nice to kiss. So yeah, this wasn't necessarily part of the question, but as you can see, my environment has changed a lot based on when I first started doing these videos, and that's actually because my girlfriend and I are living together now. She also is gonna get some of these wings. I'm also gonna put her through the Pyramid Food Review's Hot 1 Challenge, which is actually a lot more sweet sauces than anything. It's starting to be like the sweet show with even sweeter questions and sweeter wings or whatever. This one is the red sauce from Hot Ones, the Rojo. I'm imagining this probably used red peppers and also is not going to be a sauce for wings. That one was definitely my least favorite wing I've had thus far. Not really a bad taste, but overall not much of a taste at all. It was very, I feel the heat, like I'm feeling it on my tongue and my lips. But as for the flavor, it had like no flavor at all. Very boring wing. But once again, maybe that's because it wasn't for chicken wings and it was for something closer like nachos or burritos or tacos. So my next question is, do you miss me? I miss you. This is from my last roommate who I lived with when I lived here. And I do miss that person a lot. Living with them was a wonderful time. It was a great experience to live with them. They're by far my favorite roommate I had that was not my partner. Great friend, great person to talk to, great person to drink with, and just like, you know, someone that actually cared. It was a great time. And I do miss you, and I am waiting for you to come back to where we lived and visit so that we can hang out and I can get you a Christmas gift. Up next is the Cherry Bomb sauce, a hot sauce that you can get exclusively at Cherry Republic in Traverse City. I'm using it because I think it might end up being a little sweet. Good luck. I'm gonna be so honest, that was one of the most boring sauces I've ever had. That one also did not have much flavor. It didn't even have that much of a kick. I feel like I'm still feeling the kick from the sauce prior, honestly. Probably like a 5 out of 10. Just really boring, really, you know, it wasn't gross, but it didn't benefit hardly anything. I don't know if I gave the sauce before, the red hot sauce, a score, but I'd probably give that a 5.5 out of 10. I am gonna take a drink of milk because my lips do hurt quite a bit. So I did not get enough questions asked to like fit every wing, so instead of answering a question, I will use this time to promote my new song about things being spicy. It's really good and you should listen to it. On to the next wing. Now this one is a local hot honey sauce that is from where I'm from, up here in the middle of freaking nowhere. I had this before and I didn't quite care for it. On the wings, I think it will work out quite nice. Okay, that one had a kick to it. It still had the nice, sweet, meaty flavor, but it definitely has an afterburn that is hitting really harshly right now. Oh, okay. we're saving that for the last wing, which is red hot buffalo sauce, which I think will be a lot spicier than that. That turned out really good on the wing, actually. I think that the wing is where that sauce excels for sure. Because you got that nice hint of sweet from the honey, but then it's still very, very hot. So there's a nice little burn. It's not too crazy. My nose is definitely still running and my tongue is definitely hot. It wasn't that bad at all. I actually forgot my roommate asked another question. And it was, what cheese goes best with mac and cheese? I'm going to be basic and I'm going to say you got to get the essential. You got to get cheddar. Sharp cheddar is the most important cheese in mac and cheese. But if I was going to add something to that, maybe some mozzarella, honestly, just to get like a little bit more of a flavor profile for the mac and cheese. Gouda would also be really nice and add more of a smokier flavor to it. But you gotta go with the essential and do cheddar. Cheddar is the most important cheese when you're making mac and cheese, in my opinion. By the way, that sauce gets like a 7 out of 10. 7.5 out of... 7.25 out of 10. That sauce gets a 7.25 out of 10. Let's move on to the last wing, which is a classic buffalo wing using sauce from Frank's Red Hot. That is a good buffalo sauce. Oh yeah. I'm feeling it. That is a really good buffalo sauce. Okay. All right, I'm feeling the spice from that buffalo sauce, but overall the flavor profile, phenomenal. That would have been really good mixed with some ranch, using that buffalo sauce to make your own little buffalo ranch. I honestly think that might have been one of my favorite sauces of the bunch on the more spicy rather than the sweet side. I'm going to give that sauce a 9 out of 10. Honestly, I say that's the pinnacle that you want for wings, that buffalo sauce. I love good buffalo wings. And Frank's Red Hot wing sauce, that definitely does it. Great quality wings, great quality sauces. You've seen it here first on Pyramid's Food Reviews, Hot Ones style. Now I've got one more question to answer, and it's from a friend who doesn't live around here anymore, who I miss dearly, and they should definitely come up and visit soon. But the question is, how has Pyramid Food Reviews affected your life? Which, I don't know, like, if I had to answer honestly, Pyramid Food Reviews is really just a great medium for just having fun and these creative endeavors I go on with, like, ideas that I have. It's just a great time to express myself at the end of the day. I love making music for the background of these videos. I love editing everything together and making stupid shit happen. It's a wonderful time. It's really like helped me appreciate the art of cooking and making food and eating food for that matter, which is why I really enjoy doing these videos where I'm making stuff from cookbooks. I find them fun. I still love fast food, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing more fun than when I'm editing together these clips of me cooking to make like a TikTok worthy video. I have a lot of fun doing it, and that's what matters the most. I always enjoyed making the Snapchat food reviews. For those who might not know, I did food reviews on my Snapchat account. I had a private story where I just record myself eating and talk about it. And I loved that, but also it was so minuscule, you know, like I couldn't put as much effort as I truly could into them. And it ended up just being like 7 minutes of me rambling, but then there was also like 4 minutes of that was just me like, yeah, man, I don't know. So like, I feel like with Pyramid Food Reviews, I've really been able to just like hone in on the actual side of the food review side of it and just, you know, make it my own, cut out all the silly stuff, do some edits that I personally find comedic. I think that's as good a place as any to wrap up this video by saying, happy 1 year anniversary to Pyramid Food Reviews. It really like it's a wonderful time. I know I took a 4-month hiatus or so, but I'm glad that I jumped back into it because I got to a point where I didn't know if I was going to make videos anymore. And then one day I was like, screw it. I'm going to do this. And ever since then, I've just been, hey, I feel like doing this. I'm going to do it. And when I get time to work on it, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. Thanks for watching this far, and if you've been here for a long time, thank you for being here. I know that I don't even have 100 subscribers yet, but that doesn't matter. It's more personal. It feels more personal to the people who are watching this. With that being said though, smash the subscribe button if you're new here. Just kidding. Unless you want to. And also if you want to, you can like the video. Also if you want to, you can comment. If you appreciate the music you've been hearing in the background, I do have music on streaming services. You can find links to that below. I've just put out a new song which is currently linked down there. And it is very fun, very unlike anything else on my Spotify or Apple Music or anything like that. But it's one of the best on there, so you should go check that out. Go party, go have fun to it. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Bye!